This is Lisa Arlen from Surrey, British Columbia, and this is my personal message to the government regarding the child protection system, dealing with the Ministry for Children and Families and the Child Community Services Act. I believe that it has been long since due for a reform regarding the child protection system in BC, and that the system is failing to protect our children and families. That the following sections I refer to from the Child Family Community Services Act, I believe that should be amended, corrected, and or reviewed by the government. To start, I refer to Section 2 of the Guiding Principles of the Child Family Community Services Act. It states that children are entitled to be protected from harm, abuse, neglect, or threat of harm. Section 13 of this Act states when a child needs protection in the following circumstances. If a child is likely to be or has been harmed by the child's parent. If the child has been or likely to be abused by the child's parent. If the child is likely to be physically harmed by another person and the parent is unwilling or unable to protect the child. If the child has been or likely to be physically harmed because of neglect by the parent. Section 3. In the child's best interest, it states, if the child is emotionally harmed by the parent, if the child is deprived of necessary health care, if the child's development is likely to be seriously impaired because the parent refuses to provide consent to treatment, and that otherwise it is a treatable condition, that the child's parent is unwilling or unable to care for the child and has not made adequate provisions. The child is absent from home and this endangers the child's safety. In respect to the best interest of the child, for the purpose of subsection 1E, a child is emotionally harmed if the child demonstrates severe anxiety, depression, withdrawal, or self-destructive or aggressive behavior. Duty to report. Section 14.1. A person who has reason to believe that a child needs protection. That specifically needs to be amended. Section 2. 1. Applies even if the information on which the belief is based. So, that leads to a serious problem, because if one parent is upset at the other and parents are separated, or there is a conflict in the relationship, anyone can say, hey, this child is in need of protection, even though the parent knowingly made a false report. Section 4 states a person who knowingly reports to a director or a person designated by the director, for example, social worker, knowingly reports false information that the child needs protection is an offense. It states that no action for damages may be brought against the person designated by the director unless knowingly is reported to have put false information forward. It states for support services for families include counseling, in-home support, respite care, and parenting programs. And it states in terms of services that families should be informed of services that are available to them. I believe that families should also be informed of their rights. And where state support services are available, that they should be provided. There is no limit to those services, and there is if there is an agreement between the parent and the Ministry for Children and Families, this agreement is up to 6 months, and it actually states that the agreement can be extended. So if the parents need more time to take parenting courses or to deal with their issues, the director may agree. And it also states that if counseling is needed, that the director can provide these services. In the child's best interest include child safety, physical and emotional need and level of development, importance of the continuity in the child's care, the quality of the relationship the child has with the parent, and the effect of maintaining that relationship, the child's views and effect if there is a delay in the decision. I emphasize that. The heritage of the child. So if the child is Aboriginal, the importance of preserving the child's natural history or heritage must be determined. But it does not state that, for example, the same importance with someone who is not Aboriginal, like if the family is Christian or Catholic or based on their religion, that this should be preserved, and usually it is not. And in respect to the guiding principles, nowhere in this Act does it protect parents from when false allegations are made against them, or a person knowingly may report that the child is at risk in the parent's care and this was false. It doesn't really offer any protection for parents, and that is the problem. I refer to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms,